Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky lawmakers are focusing in on abortion after multiple bills were brought up last week. And the American Red Cross took some time to honor its Kentucky members in its annual gala over the weekend.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and happy Monday, Mountain family. My name's Amelia Lee here with you on this February 10th. It is 4:59, just about 15 seconds away from 5 o'clock this morning. It's also time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal. And Megan, I know that we've had some severe weather over the past couple of days, and I know that today we are going to talk about something that's going to be starting to happen tomorrow. Is that correct?
That would be correct. We are just preparing you as we're heading into tomorrow. We had tons of rainwater that came towards our area the past couple of days, making those lands very susceptible to flooding. So that's what we're tracking as that system's coming through, making sure that we are trying to stay as dry as we can for the next couple of days. Let's take a look at those temperatures to start off, though, because we are quite cold as you are going out the door this morning. We are talking 30s. Haven't seen freezing here in a while, and it's definitely cold when I walked outside of my door this morning. And as we head into the afternoon, we're not going to be warming up too much. We're looking in the mid 40s for the most part. This is a little bit cooler than we typically expect this time of year, but not too bad considering how cold we could be. Looking at satellite and radar, this is a loop of the past 3 hours, and right now we are nice and clear just watching those clouds as they are moving through eastern Kentucky. Now, as I mentioned, we have a system moving into our area, and with that we have a winter storm watch for our more northerly counties. Now, again, this starts tomorrow, and we also have a flood watch, again, starting tonight going into tomorrow for that system moving through eastern Kentucky. Amelia?
All right, thank you, Megan. Well, abortion is becoming a big issue once again during this year's legislative session. Among the bills filed so far, House Bill 203, which would allow some exemptions to the ban if the fetus has a condition that would lead to death or in cases of rape or incest, no later than 6 weeks into that pregnancy. Two other bills would make it illegal for out-of-state providers to send abortion-inducing drugs to women in Kentucky.
Making sure we have laws that protect women and assures them that if they are violated, those perpetrators are going to be prosecuted to the nth degree.
So far, none of these bills have been heard in House or Senate committee meetings. A new bipartisan bill aims to protect part of Kentucky's bourbon industry on the federal level. The law would fund conservation of the white oak tree. The wood is used to create bourbon barrels. Republican Senator Mitch McConnell and Virginia Democrat Mark Warner are sponsoring the bill. They want to prevent a shortage of white oak seedlings and research ways to grow the tree's population. Yesterday, Democrats in Louisville protested against Elon Musk's Department of Government efficiency. Dozens attended the Stop Elon rally hosted by the city's Democratic Party. Many criticized the Trump administration's push to put thousands of federal workers on leave. One woman says her son is in furlough from his job with the U.S. Agency for International Development.
People are losing their jobs, they're losing their benefits. Things they've worked for all their lives are just gone in an instant because some unelected officials coming in and dismantling these agencies illegally. And it's us this week, but it could be you next week.
During the weekend, a federal judge blocked the attempt to pull thousands of agency staffers from the job, along with the stipulation that would have given those workers just 30 days to move their families and households back to the U.S. A state transportation cabinet worker is hospitalized after he says a tree fell on him while he was working. Jessica Umbro sat down with the man's wife, who says the incident has shaken their young family. She says he has a long road to recovery ahead.
It's a call Brianna Pace says she never wanted to receive.
He kind of was like, hey, I've been in an accident. I'm going to UK, click. Like, that was it.
Her husband Dakota called her one day during his shift as a highway technician. A tree had fallen on him.
I never thought that I'd have to worry about my husband not coming home from work.
What was going through your mind when you first got that call that there was an accident and that it was serious?
My first initial thought was brain damage because of the fact that he was slurring his words and stuff. It scared me. I was like, oh my God, he's really bad hurt.
Pace says the incident left Dakota with a fractured skull, shattered facial bones, a broken spine, and internal bleeding.
We know that he is going to recover, maybe not fully, but he is going to recover. But it's still really hard to see him in the state that he's in.
The pair have been together since they were 14 years old, and they've been inseparable since. They share 3 kids, ages 6, 4, and 2. And for the past week, Pay has been by Dakota's side at UK Hospital, leaving them to rely on loved ones to take care of their little ones.
It's like completely turned their world upside down. They're so young, they don't really understand what's going on.
Where does Dakota's recovery go from here?
He's got a long road of recovery and rehabilitation ahead of him for sure. You know, every little bit of anything helps, whether that be prayers, monetary donations, just thoughts, any of that helps beyond measure.
A GoFundMe for the family has already raised more than $2,400. Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
In a statement to our sister station, WKYT, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says safety is a top priority and that they're working with authorities as they continue reviewing the incident. The Kentucky chapter of the American Red Cross hosted its annual Wrapped in Red Gala in Louisville last night, raising funds for critical local and national efforts. Proceeds help support blood donations and assist families displaced by house fires. On a national level, the Red Cross provided aid to those affected by Hurricanes Milton and Helene and the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles. Red Cross volunteers say the mission is to help and support people when they need it most.
I was just in LA a couple weeks ago for the LA wildfires, helping in support there, and I've never given out more hugs than I've ever given out in a 2-week span.
If you're interested in donating or volunteering, visit redcross.org. According to the Kentucky Justice and Public Safety Cabinet, 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men in Kentucky experience domestic violence. To help, grocery stores across the state partnered with 14 domestic violence shelters for Shop and Share, a program encouraging shoppers to add items to their carts to donate to victims in need. The initiative is now led by First Lady Brittany Bashir and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman. The two stopped by a central Kentucky Kroger to purchase goods for donation, where they emphasize the event is about much more than just giving. It's about supporting survivors.
It's really important for people to remember that just because it's not talked about publicly doesn't mean it's not happening in your community.
It's a way for us to meet people where they are, encourage conversations about our mission to end domestic violence, and provide resources to a whole lot of people.
Greenhouse 17 has a 24-hour crisis hotline. An advocate is available to take your call at any hour of the day. Well, thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Still to come, last night, the world watched the Super Bowl, but some dog lovers turned their attention towards a different kind of game.
And snow is in the forecast. I'll tell you how much to expect coming up.